Hey guys, it's Cerulean and Jake bringing to you another Chufti League battle. This is our gym battle number 3, and today we are going to be facing gym leader Attica, who is a fire and water gym leader. Now, I have been made aware that all gym leaders have a theme outside of their selected types, so I decided to go back and check the intro video to see what Attica's theme was that allows her to use a Lucario, and I have no idea what her theme is. She didn't really say anything about it. So, point is, she has a theme, and Lucario is allowed, and we're just going to be dealing with it. So, looking at this team, her ace is the Vaporeon, but the Vaporeon is just a annoying support. The major star of this team, from what I've noticed, is the Volcarona. It is the one consistently pumping out the most damage and being the most threatening. I understand that she has the two like legendary but also not legendary paradox Pokemon. She has the Gouging Fire and the Walking Wake. Those are two very powerful Pokemon, but they are a little hindered by the fact that they have to set up their own sun. They don't have any automatic sunsetters like Torkoal on the team, so they are wasting a little bit of time with that, and that will give us an advantage that we can capitalize on. She has the Scovillain, which she really likes to lead with, is a support Scovillain, and I'll talk more about it later. And then finally, we have, of course, the Lucario I mentioned before. Big check to the Lucario is basically anything Ghost type because all she has is extreme speed and a fighting move. I want to say it was close combat, but I can't remember. So that's her team. She hasn't shown any other Pokemon that she swaps around. She did mention that she might be reworking her team by the time of the next battle. So we'll see. I may make some changes to my plans once I see what her team looks like, but if it looks the same, then I have a plan. Let's talk about it. So, starting off the team builder, we are going to be leading off with Protective Pads Rillaboom. Now, this used to be an Assault Vest set, and I know you're looking like, no, Grassy Glide? Really? That's kind of troll, isn't it? Well, no. So, the objective here, yeah, we're leading off with Rillaboom again, but I have a plan. So this is a double battle, and the objective here is that I want to lock down with Fake Out whatever Pokemon she sends out next to Scovillain, because again, I'm fairly confident she's going to send that out first. If she doesn't, then we'll figure it out from there. So with the Fake Out, we lock it down, and then our partner is just going to take out the Scovillain, and we'll get to that in a minute. Taunt is great for being able to lock down the two Paradox Mons. That way, they aren't able to set up any sort of sun and just lock down anything that wants to be setting up on us. Taunt is just an amazing move, and I know we have Wood Hammer over Grassy Glide. You may be wondering, what the hell is that? Why are we doing that? Grassy Glide doesn't one-shot the Vaporeon. It is a full defense-invested Vaporeon. So I went with Woodhammer. I want to get that thing out of there as fast as possible because it truly is an annoying mon to deal with. So instead of having to spend 2 turns on the field and possibly get yawned and actually have to fall asleep, we just Woodhammer it and it's gone. And then the high horsepower is for, well, she's a fire type trainer, so you do the math. The protective pad specifically is more what we're looking at here of like, wow, this set is kind of spicy. She has 2 Pokemon that if you make contact with it, there's either a guaranteed or a chance that you will get burned. So the protective pads is going to block that for us. We're going to be able to fake out whatever we want without worrying about it. Next up is the Sneasler. This is going to be our partner lead with Rillaboom. Of course, it's the Grassy Seed set with the Unburden. It's same as always, same Sneasler that you're familiar with. The objective here is to simply get in there, get Unburdened, and we're going to Dire Claw the Scovillain immediately. It is a Rage Powder and Super Fang set, which is just extremely annoying. It's not like it's going to sweep my team or anything, but it's so hindering that it can allow her partner Pokemon to be able to sweep. So sitting next to a Volcarona, it actually is kind of threatening and annoying. So we need to get rid of it immediately, and that's the plan. We're just gonna bring in the Sneasler, Dire Claw, one shot, we're done. And after that, if we have room for a Swords Dance and try to sweep some more, then good on us. Next up, we have the Rotom Wash. I mean, she's fire and water, so electric and water just kind of checks that entirely. So we have Volt Switch, of course, for the pivots, Hydro Pump for the super effective versus fire, Thunderbolt for the super effective against water. We're not running Will-O-Wisp because there's only one Pokemon that actually can be Will-O-Wisp and cares about it on her team, that being the Lucario. And I think the Lucario is squishy enough. It is a Focus Sash set, but it's squishy enough that we can just one-shot it, maybe follow it up with another move to ensure that it goes down. We are a bulky set, of course. We have good enough base damage that we're going to be pumping out some good damage with, no pun intended, Hydro Pump. And then Protect with leftovers just to get our health back. Next up is the Ceruledge, and you may be wondering, okay, hold on. I know he's your favorite, but bringing Ceruledge to water and fire, what are you doing? Well, I mean, nobody ever said that we actually have to have a fire move, right? So, Ceruledge, no fire move, no Bitter Blade, no Flare Blitz, no nothing. Poltergeist is our only natural stab, and we are just going to be terastallizing immediately, because if we have Flash Fire and we are a Grass type, what are they going to do to us? We kind of become invincible. I considered what if I made this a bulky set, and I didn't really know how to make that work, especially with no Bitter Blade. So I kind of just went the full damage set again, and we're just going to rely on our natural bulk to help us out, along with the resistances. So all of our fire moves are going to be completely useless. We're going to resist the water. We're going to resist the Giga Drain that the Volcarona has. Volcarona also doesn't have a bug move, so we don't care if we're a grass type standing in front of it. Swords Dance for the damage, Terra Blast to be able to hit the Vaporeon for super effective, and Dragon Claw to be able to hit both of those Paradox Pokemon for super effective. The Expert Belt just boosting up those super effective moves since we are effective against half of her team. And then Poltergeist just hits the rest pretty good. Next up, we are bringing in the Dragapult. Now, I know Dragapult is not exactly a doubles ace Pokemon, but I think it matches up really well into this. We do resist a lot of what she wants to go for here, so that's good, and it will help bolster our really bad defenses. Not to mention, being a ghost type, we're just completely immune to Lucario, so even though we don't have any moves that are super effective against it, it's just like, who cares? Everything else, we're pretty much super effective against. We have the Draco Meteor for the two dragons, we have Thunderbolt for the Vaporeon, we have Hydro Pump for the Volcarona. Don't really care about the Scovillain because the plan is for it to die turn 1, and then U-turn is just if we're ever in a bad matchup and we haven't selected a move yet, we can just U-turn out of there. Really simple Dragapult set, don't really need to explain it more. We're also just base faster than everything she has, so we don't really need to care about being timid. We can just go modest and do as much damage as possible. Last but certainly not least is the Salamence, and I know I said this is doubles and I'm not running Intimidate. What am I thinking? Well, I'm thinking that there's only one Pokemon on her team that can be intimidated and actually cares, and that's the Gouging Fire, because Lucario's running Inner Focus. So similar to the Will-O-Wisp that only affects Lucario, only the Gouging Fire cares, and we're just really not getting any bang for our buck on Intimidate. So I figure, why not run Moxie instead? If we secure a kill, then we're kind of just going crazy, aren't we? It makes it to where we don't need to run. We don't need to run the Dragon Dance. We just set up a Tailwind. We're already really fast, and we start getting knockouts and boosting her damage. It all works out on its own. We have the Life Orb to boost up the damage even more. Dragon Claw to beat those dragons. Dual Wing Beat. If for whatever the Scovillain thing doesn't work out, Dual Wing Beat beats it. And then it's just a generally good move. Then for the Volcarona specifically, we don't really want to risk a burn. I understand we don't really have much of a way to get around that with Dual Wing Beat. So I just decided on Rock Slide because I looked it up, and Rock Slide just kills it every single time, and we don't have to risk making contact. So Rock Slide helps us in the circumstance that we don't really want to hit the Burning Bulwark with Dragon Claw and risk getting burned, and we don't want to risk the Flame Body Volcarona. Just click Rock Slide, do tons of damage, and we're good to go. So that is it for the team builder. Like I said, she made some comments that she might be changing her team by the time that we get to the battle. So these are the movesets that I'm going to be going with, as well as the stat spreads. I'm not going to be changing any of that. However, the few things that I might change, if I see, if I'm not the first person up to battle and I see that she has added more physical attackers, I may switch Moxie out for Intimidate. And then the only other thing I would change is who my leads are, depending on what she has. So let's see what she has. Let's get into the battle. All right, we are ready to battle. She's already searching. Wait, no, not Battle Stadium. Shit. I wish her mods didn't turn on emote mode. Go, go, double, go. I think I missed her. Hold on. There we go. Opponent found. There we go. Normal battle. I can't hear the music currently. I can't even do a GLHF. I just gotta minimize. Alright, current team. Let's go. I did actually get to watch one of her battles first, and she has not changed her team from what I can see. So we're looking pretty happy. So, yeah, we go with the plan. Gorilla Sneasler. Let's do this! She's not expecting the protective pads. That's the big one. She's not expecting the protective pads. Alright, let's do this. Good luck, have fun. I kind of expected this lead. This is perfect. We get the fake out. We go fake out on Floof. Dire Claw on Denim. That's the plan. Oh, it's been like a full week since I've commentated any of these battles. I'm not locked in. Protect, that's annoying. That's annoying. It does kind of stall our plan here a whole turn. That is some good damage, though. We do like that. I could have got it a free sword stance. I mean, that could have been like GG right there. I mean, so what realistically is she gonna do? You know? I feel like she should just go for damage here, so taunt isn't really gonna help. So I think we just go for neutral damage on the high horsepower. And we definitely just, again, the Dire Claw. Rage Powder. I mean, Sneasler goes first, so that'll go away if we get the one shot. We should. We do. Awesome. The Heat Wave is... Okay, okay. I mean, we did opt for the protective pads rather than the AV. That was our bad. We could go ahead and go the Dustblade because we don't really want to. Oh wait, we went the Rock Slide. I forgot. Yeah. We went Rock Slide, so we are bringing in. Okay. The Porygon. So long as the Rock Slide hits, this is a guaranteed OHKO. So let's do it. Rock Slide. And then, I mean, we kind of just want to hit the Vaporeon as hard as we can. But I don't know. We're at 51 HP. We don't really care if we lose defenses. You know, just hit it. Just hit it. Helping hand. I guess one of the things I didn't account for, I wasn't thinking about it, is I think Volcarona is going to be faster. Nope, nope. Not faster. Very cool. Get rid of that Volcarona is big time. What is next? I am imagining, I mean, percentage odds says it will be one of the Paradox Dinos, but, you know. If it's Lucario, it's fine. Lad, who's Lad? It is one of the Paradox Dinos. I mean, statistically, the odds were in my favor. Dragon Claw. It's kind of just the way. Do we care? Do we want to knock out the Vaporeon right now? Or is it... I think we gotta knock it out right now. I think we risk the Dragon Claw maybe not killing because the yawn would be too devastating. Yeah, let's get rid of it. Dragon Claw. Very good, very good. Get another Moxie proc. I definitely knew that Moxie was going to come in handy here, because, I mean, the Intimidate was doing nothing for me. I'm so glad this is working out. My stomach was tied in knots before this battle. Okay, so like we had discussed, Burning Bulwark kind of screws us. So we have to Rock Slide the Gouging. And then we just CC the Lucario. Yep. So we're not going to make contact. So as much as it sucks that we're not getting any damage, it is fine. We do lose the Sneasler. That's lame, but I mean, we kind of knew that could happen. But we do have a win con here since Lucario is one of the last ones alive. We know that Lucario only has fighting and normal type moves from our scouting. So if we just go straight into actually we could go Duskblade. If we go into Duskblade, we're not only immune, but we also have the Dragon Claw, and we're immune to getting burned. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds awesome. So we, once again, are not risking the Bulwark, because she has been known to just click it twice in a row, and that would really screw me over if it actually worked. Extreme Speed, we do not care. Rock Slide, do some good damage on that. And then, she's not expecting this one. Ooh, Citrus. I did forget about the Citrus, but I think we're good. Dragon Claw. Oh! Damn it. Oh, but we get the flinch! That was some hacks. That was some hacks. Alright. Fine, fine, fine. That was hacks. I mean, we just go to the Rock Slide again. We just go to the Dragon Claw again. Burning Bulwark. Will not matter. Extreme speed. We do die to another extreme speed. But I have a plan. So we're doing a little bit of chip to Lucario here, and because we know that the Lucario cannot hit ghosts, we just switch here. And technically we don't need the soul to stick around, but I mean this is just like the smart play. And then we Dragon Claw. We didn't even need to Terrasilize, which is really cool. It's actually better for us in this specific circumstance to not Terrasilize. And the Burning Bulwark failed. Extreme Speed doesn't do anything. Dragon Claw goes in, and that's the win. I mean, unless I wasn't paying close enough attention and she replaced a move on Lucario. I mean, she could have done that, but I feel like she would have used it by now. So we just go the Shadow Ball, and then we go Poltergeist. Alright, GG Attica. Alright, I will give my thoughts. Hey guys, so just wanted to come back here and give my thoughts once again, as usual. I think that was a really great battle for me. I don't like saying these sorts of things because it comes off as arrogant. I'm saying this as objectively as I can when I say I think I played that battle pretty well. I didn't really make very many mistakes. Perhaps there were moves that could have been better, but that didn't necessarily make the moves that I chose mistakes per se. They just weren't wrong. I think that the big misplay that I had, and I have the video, it's muted, so it's not going to come through the mic. I have the video in front of me here. The big misplay I made was on turn 2. On turn 2, I had just dealt with the Scoville protecting, and that was not in the plan, and I didn't adjust to it. I kind of just turned my brain off and stuck to the plan, which, I mean, sometimes is a good idea, but in this case, I should have stopped, thought about it, and done the right thing. I didn't do that, so we ended up losing the Rillaboom, which I think in a matchup that I hadn't prepped for so well, maybe that could have been devastating and very harmful for us. But like, I prepped for this. I scouted out our whole team. I don't remember if I said that I didn't prep a lot, but I actually ended up prepping a lot more than I kind of expected that I had time for. I usually like to wait until the end of my analysis to bring this up, but I really like Attica's style of commentary. I ended up watching all of her battles, not because I felt like I needed to scout them all. I felt that I had her pretty well scouted after like the first week of watching her battles, but I just really like watching her battles. So, yeah, definitely go check her out. I really recommend. But anyway, yeah, I just kind of turned my brain off and I stuck to the plan, which wasn't the right thing to do in this scenario. I just tried to get that damage on the Volcarona, and I didn't stop and think, I wonder if the Volcarona will outspeed me. So, ended up losing the Rillaboom. I had multiple options that could have saved me there. Could have swapped to Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash would have taken it easily and been able to pivot into the Pokemon I actually needed after that. And on top of all that, even if I didn't want to pivot, there was an easy Terrasilize button. I'm not going to blame myself for that one too much because it's kind of a good idea to save your Terra until you really need it. Definitely didn't feel like I needed it right then and there, and I wanted to tear the Sarah-Ledge. So realistically, that play on turn 2, that was my big mistake. That was the one thing I realistically could have fixed. Everything else, yeah, I kind of locked in that battle. I really respected my preps, and it worked out for me. So next battle, I don't know who I'm going against, because we don't really get the names of our opponents until like the end of the week. So I'm not ever gonna know who I'm battling next. But there is actually going to be a break in the Chufti League content, because he is going on vacation. I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks, he said. So we are going to have some different types of content. For those of you who are watching these as they come out and not just watching them all after I've uploaded them all, I have a project that I've been working on. I think I'm going to go ahead and get that released, and I'm going to start that while we are waiting for Chufti to come back. So anyway, I think that's really all I have to say here. GG's Attica. It was a really fun battle. I really enjoyed that one, and I love her team. Go check her out. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Hold it! In the last episode, I floated the idea of choosing MVPs for every battle, and I decided I'm going to do that. Now, how am I going to measure who's the MVP? Well, it's whoever I feel like is the MVP. So, we're not counting kills, we're not counting statuses, just whoever I feel contributed the most to the battle. So, before we cover the MVP of today's battle, well, let's go over Battle 1 and Battle 2. So, Battle 1, we have the Sneasler. Sneasler, I definitely feel, deserves this reward because he was a true fighter. He stuck in there, he secured lots of kills, and even when I thought he was just going down and I was sacking him, he managed to stay alive and get a little bit more damage in there. That wasn't necessarily something I wanted, but he wanted to be in there and he wanted to get the job done. So I gotta reward the Sneasler for doing so much during that battle. Close second was a Rillaboom for enabling the Sneasler, as well as being the check to that Alolan Executor, but Sneasler takes it here. Next up is the Sarah-Ledge, because Sarah-Ledge came in and was able to just sweep the rest of the team. Now, perhaps there's a little bit of bias here, but in my opinion, when you look at the Sneasler getting Quick Clawed out, and you look at the Salamence unfortunately not being able to just sweep everything, I think we gotta go to the ultimate sweeper here, the guy who came out and finished the job. Sarah-Ledge, you earned this one. You are the MVP for Battle 2. Now, who is the MVP for today's battle? I think that's pretty obvious. Today's MVP is the Salamence. I got him in there right near the start of the battle, and he just wrecked house. 2 Moxie procs, lots of KOs, just so much devastation from the Salamence, and I am so happy I picked this guy up. He was one of the picks I was least confident in going into the Chufti League, and he has just shown up. He has showed what he is capable of, and I look forward to seeing more of him in the future. But for now we can sign off. See you in the next battle.